Hi, everybody. Welcome to the CHIROpulse Podcast, brought to you by Kats Chiropractic Consultants, helping chiropractors keep their pulse on success. I'm Dr. Michael Perush, and I'm joined here with my good friend, Dr. Troy Fox. Troy, how are we doing today?
I am doing fantastic. I tell you what,
Awesome.
it's a great day to be alive.
Amen.
You know what's, you always ask me every week, what's in the mailbox. And this week, unfortunately, we got a bad one, not for you and I, but somebody asking a question, because nobody likes to get bad mail, right? Well, we got bad
Right.
mail today. And it's bad mail because an individual said, "Hey, I've been listening to your podcasts and I'm hoping maybe you guys can help me with this. But we've gotten a couple of bad reviews on Google and on Facebook because of customer service."
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah. And so his question was, he said, "How do I identify where those gaps in my service are? And then how do I fix those?" And I thought, wow, that's a comprehensive question. And that's something that we deal a lot with our clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
Making sure A, those gaps don't exist, and B, if there is a gap, we close that quickly, because this could become a disaster for this practice. So is the problem at the front desk? Is it the cleanliness of the office? I could go on and on, because I walk into chiropractic offices and within 30 seconds, I already know whether that's a successful practice or not. I know how well they're doing based off of the appearance and how I'm greeted when I walk in the door. So what do you think about all that? I mean, you've done the same thing. You've been in so many practices just like I have.
Yeah, and you're right. The minute you walk in the door, the minute you call them on the phone, you can tell what level of customer service they have.
Right.
And I'm very sensitive to customer service because we do so much customer service training.
Right.
And, so I pay attention very closely to every customer service opportunity that I interface with, whether it's at the grocery store, a chiropractor's office, or Disney World. I'm always paying attention to how they deliver customer service.
Hey, let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Actually, two questions. Number one, have you ever seen a really marginal, lukewarm chiropractor with really great customer service be successful?
All the time.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a fantastic chiropractic technician, adjuster, doctor with poor customer service fail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point we want to make today, is customer service is everything. I'm not saying that you need to be the worst doctor on the planet, or you should be. You should always strive to be the best that you can be. But we all know that one person out there, like, oh my gosh, when he adjusts me, I just melt, or when she adjusts me, I just melt. Because there are certain, for individuals, chiropractic adjustments that we just love, or we love a specific chiropractor, or they're just a really great technician, but customer service is king. Somebody else said that. Probably the guy that started McDonald's or something, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
But no, you're absolutely right. And I'm going to go out on a limb, and this will probably make some of our listeners a little uneasy. But I don't care how great of a doctor you are, how great of a diagnostician you are, how great of an adjuster you are, and how great the outcomes are that you get for people. If you don't have good customer service, you won't keep people. And the way businesses keep patrons, if you will, is by delivering great customer service.
Yeah, wipe the dust
Period.
off your
End
plants.
of story. Thanks for listening today. I mean, seriously, if you don't have great customer service, it ain't going to happen. And, we see doctors all the time, and we've talked about this on many of our podcasts, trying to get people based on price, trying to get new patients based on price. Throw that model out the door. Have over-the-top customer service, and you can charge whatever you want to charge. Period. I have a great story to illustrate this.
Good. Here, let's hear it.
This actually happened to me the other day. So I walk into my eye doctor's office, which I've never been. He's a great doctor. Okay, when I'm in the room with the doctor, I'm feeling good about where I'm at. But the staff there is terrible. They don't recognize you. They don't have any customer service skills. I walk in the other day. I've got my glasses in my hand. Okay, and I walk up to the front desk. Nobody greets me when I walk in. Nobody says hello.
Mm-hmm.
I walk up to the front desk, and the girl behind the front desk is so annoyed that I'm there. She looks at me and says, "What can I do for you?" And I'm like, I just need to see if I can get new lenses in my glasses, and I'm holding them up.
Right.
And she says, "Are you a patient here?" Yeah, pretty much. Yep, I sure am. So
I love
I'm
it.
sorry I've annoyed you. And
Yeah.
long story short, um, before it's all said and done, I have wasted 15 minutes of my time, never got anybody to even look at my glasses, and I turned around and walked out. And I sent the
Holy
doctor a
cow.
message, and I said, you know what? I don't know that I'm ever going to come back again, because
Right.
that's my third bad customer service experience in your office.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, doctors' offices especially are notorious for this. How many of us have been to our medical doctor, and
Mm-hmm.
the experience is nothing more than a wet piece of toast,
Yeah.
and you don't want to go back, and doctors are missing huge opportunities and losing more patients than they realize just by having poor customer service.
And you know what I think drives some of that, which is really sad? Some of it's the insurance industry, and I'm not saying insurance is at fault, but what I am saying is when you see a doctor's office that runs on a cash only basis, they're usually acutely aware of customer
Yep.
service. And
Yep.
as chiropractors, we should be acutely aware of service. As optometrists, they should be acutely aware. I had a doc say to me the other day, she runs a cash practice and a very successful cash practice. She's a medical doctor. And she said to me, why is it that that some of your colleagues discount their services or cheapen their services by offering these $19 things on Groupon? And I'm like, it's a great question. And
Yeah.
that's, for me, that starts with your customer service experience, because if that is my first experience with you as a doctor, it's already cheapened my image of you and the service that you're going to provide to me before I ever walk through the door. So when we talk about customer service, it starts with your Groupon.
It does.
Really, it
and
does.
and your customer service tells the patient what kind of experience they're going to have in your practice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Patients really, they're only in your office in part for the outcomes that you can produce for them.
Right.
They're
Right.
mostly there for the experience.
Yeah.
Starbucks is a great example. It's the
Mm-hmm.
world's most expensive coffee, and yet people line up in the drive-through for 20, 30 minutes sometimes to get that
Right.
expensive cup of coffee, which may or may not be the best cup of coffee.
I was just going to say, it's not even my favorite coffee, but I've lined up and waited and spent
And
$8
you
for a
do,
cup of coffee too. Yeah.
because it's the experience. Oh my gosh, they wrote my name on the side of the cup. And I'm so happy about that, the fact that they recognize me, even though they misspelled my name. And, I walk into
Mm-hmm.
the office. How many times do you hear people walking into their place of work, and they've got a tray full of Starbucks coffee, and everybody in the office goes, "Oh, Starbucks is here."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the experience that people want, and they're willing to pay big bucks for the experience.
Right.
I just looked over my shoulder. Up here in my bookcase, half of those books are about customer service.
Yeah. Yeah.
Customer service is incredibly important to any business.
I think you and I both read voraciously about customer service for the simple fact that we realize it's such an important part of what you do in your practice. And in part of the customer service experience, you talked about Starbucks. Look at them. They created their own language in Starbucks.
Yeah.
It's part of the customer service experience. I'd like the venti adjustment, please.
Right, exactly.
I want the grande adjustment today, but you look at that stuff, and they've looked at it from the outside in and went, how do we create this experience that's immersive? You
Right.
need to do that with your practice. And if you need to do that, and you need to refer back to a company like Starbucks or whatever you're enamored with. I'm also enamored with Saltgrass Steakhouse.
Oh yeah.
They do a fantastic job, and Furtada is a really interesting dude. If you read his book, he's great on customer service as well. I mean, it's
huge.
not like you and I are not, the smartest guys on the planet. We're just smart enough to read what other smart people have said about customer service. And there is so much good information out there. But, here's the first tip I'm going to give you. Number one, Like I said, Groupon is not your friend. And I don't mean anything bad about Groupon. Groupon can be a good thing. Just don't offer your services for free on Groupon just to get customers. Number two, dust your damn plants. When I walk in your office,
oh my gosh, amen to that.
I don't know how many times I've walked in and people have live plants in the front of their building, but there's 3 years of dust on them. I can't even see how, and I love plants. So I walk in and it draws my attention. I see the dust and the little, dust balls all over the, oh no, dust your damn plants. That's the first thing when I walk in the door, dust.
Okay.
In general.
So I've got a great story. So, and you may remember this many years ago, I had a doctor call us and say, I can't figure out why I'm not growing my practice. I've been in practice, I don't know, 35 years or something. And, things were clipping along, and, in the last 5 years, I can't even hardly keep patients. And he wasn't too far away from where I lived. And so I said, you know what, I'll just drop by your office. We can chat about it, and I can see your facility and so on and so forth. I pull up to the front and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, am I in the wrong place? Because all the plants in the front of the building are dead.
Right.
It's a gravel parking lot that hasn't been re-graveled in years, so all the gravel is actually gone. I go up to the front door, and as I go to open it, it's like stuck. And I'm thinking, is it locked or is it just stuck? So I actually had to put my shoulder against it to open it. So I'm thinking,
if I'm a sciatica
chiropractic patient, that's not good for me. I walk in, and Troy, the carpet in front of the front door is so worn out, it's just strings. I look across the room, and I'm not kidding. Do you remember the painting? I think it was more of a poster of the 4 dogs playing poker.
Oh yeah, classic.
It's on the wall in the waiting room. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I think I know the answer to your question.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And that speaks of your service. That speaks of the experience that patients are going to get in your office.
Absolutely.
That says, if you don't care enough about the plants out front, how are you going to care for my spine? How are you going to make me well? How am I going to get the service that I'm looking for?
Right. So, and that goes on, and I hate to be that guy, and I'm not talking about you have to be the prettiest person in the room, because obviously I'm ravishingly handsome. I get it. But what I'm saying,
your wife thinks so.
Yeah, my wife thinks so, at least. And my dogs love me.
There you go.
But I will tell you that there is something you can do. We can't all be, Brad Pitt. I'm just coming up with a name. You may not. I'd rather be, what's the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean? Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp, yeah.
He was kind of cool looking. So if I could change my appearance, but what I can do is I can at least wear clean clothes, dress nice, and not smell when I go into the office. I've had docs work for me, and I've walked into offices where the body odor, the stains on the clothing, those are real turnoffs for me. And that's, again, goes back to customer service. Present yourself in a clean manner, because, again, like you said, if I don't present myself in that way, what kind of service am I going to give you as a patient?
Right. There's a reason why Disney World, and I mentioned Disney World because it's just down the street from where I live, but there's a reason why Disney World can charge $150 a ticket to go to the park for a day per person. It's because you're getting an over-the-top experience. There's a reason why Nordstrom's can charge $150 for a shirt. It's because you get a great experience going there, and you get good quality things, and people are willing to pay the money. You don't have to cheapen yourself.
Yeah, if you think about that with the Disney experience, literally it's a state fair. Maybe their rides are a little bit fancier, but you have food, you have some people dressed up, and you have some rides to go on, right? Isn't that what you get at the state fair?
Yep.
But they charge a lot more, and their customer experience is a lot better, and it's a lot tighter. I would call it a lot tighter. So, and
you might get a glimpse of Mickey Mouse while you're there.
Absolutely, that's super cool. That's probably worth an extra $25 right there.
That's why I go.
but that's why they charge more. They charge more because they're proud of the experience that they offer, but they also make sure that you're getting a value for your dollar that you're putting forth. So that's why when you have the super cool practice with the waterfall running down, I'm not saying it should cost more to get an adjustment, but what I am saying is if I go into that practice and I get a great service experience with a doctor that is well kempt, taken care of, I'm happy with the rapport that I develop with them. I'm going to come back to that practice. I'm not.
And the plants are dusted.
And the plants are dusted. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you got a waterfall, it goes without saying you probably dusted your plants. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, and this brings up a good point. We hear this all the time. Doctors say, you know, I don't really ever have staff meetings because I don't really know what to talk about. And talk about your customer service. I mean, you could have a staff meeting wrapped around customer service every single week.
Yeah. And we've got special tips and tricks and top secret things that we do to kind of, if you've ever seen Bar Rescue with John Tapper, some of you have. If you haven't, look it up. Basically what they do is they do a little undercover work at times to figure out what's going on with, and we do that with your practices as well. So as your consultants, we try to find out without anybody knowing what's going on, because sometimes, you know, and you and I have both done this, a client says, or a friend or another chiropractor that's in trouble says, Doc, will you help me? Yeah, hey, I can come over on Tuesday at 10:30. Okay, great. You get there. The office is immaculate. The staff is, you know, on point, and they brought Starbucks, right?
Yep.
You know, everything's in place at that point, and you're going, well, everything seems kind of okay right now. So what we try to do is we actually try to find out what your practice looks like day in and day out as we work with you. And so we've got some specific strategies and some cleanup methods that work pretty well to make you look a lot better. And we've got great ideas because we've been in so many practices. We can look at your space and go, you know what would look really cool here in your front room? What if you put a 32-inch TV with rotating patient education right here instead of the 4 dogs playing poker poster there?
Yep.
Put that one back in your office where nobody's going to see it and you can look at it every day, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yep. We have a very hands-on approach with our clients. You could probably consider us to be, you mentioned Bar Rescue. We're Clinic Rescue.
We kind of are, yeah. I mean,
we just make you better.
Yeah, that's really how we do it, though. It's very hands-on, you know, and I get it. John Tapper and the Bar Rescue thing is like a TV show, and so probably not all of it's real. We're real, and we actually try to come in and help you to the best of our ability side by side. We can't do the work for you, but we can sure point you in the right direction and say, if you do this, this, and this, I'm pretty sure this is going to work for you.
Yep.
And our clients agree with us because our clients' practices are up across the board again in 2021. Post-COVID, we're doing something right. And I think it's fantastic.
Absolutely. So work on your customer service, docs.
Yep.
Work on that customer service. It's, you know, in real estate, what do they say? The best investments in real estate are about location, location, location. The 3 top things in real estate. Well, in practice, or any business, really, it's service, service, service. So work on that customer service. It will take you to the top. All right, Troy, that was a great question.
Yeah. Hey, where can they find us at?
KatsConsultants.com. It's really easy. Starts with a K and ends with consultants. KatsConsultants.com. So appreciate everybody tuning in today to the KC ChiroPulse Podcast, brought to you by Kats Chiropractic Consultants, helping you keep your pulse on success. I already mentioned the website, KatsConsultants.com. Check us out. And from all of us here at Kats Consultants, stay informed and well-adjusted.
We'll see ya.